Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live stream, and welcome to everyone who's watching the live stream after the live stream is live streamed. Thanks for joining in. It's a pleasure to be here. I haven't been around for a while on the live streams because it's been so incredibly busy. How's the sound going, chat? Let me know if the sound is good. It took me a while to figure out how to press all the buttons again. But yeah, it's we've had crazy month. We had the March of Winters event. We had the all the reveals from the Warhammer Fest thing yesterday. Excuse me. We had the the sound is good. You know the Stalky Admet guy. We had some Necromunda stuff. We had some old world stuff. We had that big Horus Heresy box set thing revealed. We had this thing which my microphone is resting on getting revealed. Anyone interested in that? Skirmish case? Anyone at all? I guess some people might be. Yeah, loads of things have happened. The Stalky Admet guy, you know, the one on the tall legs, he's supposed to be a sniper. Isn't he going to be the first one to get his head shot off? What do we think about? I mean, I normally like ridiculous 40k models. I like the Lord of Skulls with its big choppy stick. He was on the latest battle report. I'm sure you've watched it all already. I like all the ridiculousness. I like floating cathedrals in space. But this, and I collect Admech and I love me Admech, but the guy on the stilts, do you know what we're talking about? There's an Admech chat. The Admet sniper on the stilts. You know the one? It's just something inside. I mean, I like ridiculous things, but is that really combat effective? Is it really that combat effective? Good job he has lone operative or he'd be in trouble. You see, he's got lone operative, but should he really have lone operative? Say you're walking across the battlefield of the 41st millennium, okay? And there's nukes coming in and squigs attacking your ankles and all that sort of stuff. And there's a guy on stilts over there at the back sniping people. And he's got lone... I mean, the combat... I'm not... Inspector Gadget, he's a bit orky. The sniper rifle is gorgeous. See... I like the sniper rifle. I like the fact that the Admech have seen some pictures somewhere of what rifles should look like. Like they've seen the old flintlock stuff. So they think, okay, rifles should be made out of wood and have that thing at the end. Thank you very much for your 13 months, Dats and Des. Thank you. Awesome. 13 months. Been a long time. Yeah, and they've seen the old pictures, like the flappy gyrocopter thing, you know, the Admech plane. They've seen that and they said, well, they should look like this. And they've seen pictures of hovercraft, so they make those hover. I like it. I get it. But where are the pictures of the guys walking on the stilts? I don't know. He's going to get his head blown off. I'm not sure I'm down with that. But some of the other reveals, what reveals did we like? Did we like the old world? What did we like? Did we like the Necromunda stuff? What are we excited for? Sanguinary Guard, how are you always here first, by the way? You're in like that, like hovering next to the keyboard. You're the mod of moderators. Thank you. And hello, Jonathan Price, That's and Dead, Monkeys in his house, Andy H, Ghost 84. Greetings, Ghost. You're in the United States. Well done. See, at the March of Winters event, which we did up at Element Games, we had someone flew in from Switzerland, someone flew in from Germany, and we had an American as well, because Americans get everywhere. But that one he was already in the hunt. He didn't fly in, but I'm taking that was a win because he was in the country and he'd say, but yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they? If the Admech wanted a sniper, couldn't they have made him looking like one of the flappy dudes for the Admech? If the Admech wanted a sniper, you know, you've got the Tau guy, the far sight marksman with the 2 drones. If an Admech wanted a sniper, couldn't they have made some half servitor cyborg type thing, and the sniper gun on it is enough to bore? It will one-shot that dude. Or you could take a headshot off a Lehman Russ tank. You could take the turret. Can't it be a souped-up Uber sniper? Does it have to be a guy on stalky bendy legs? Not bendy legs. It's just gadget legs. You know, can't it? There's something about that. Maybe maybe it'll warm on me over time once I see it on the battlefield. A lot of these models, sometimes you think, and then you see them in real life and you think, actually, they're lovely. I'll have 3 of them. Thanks. Do you think GW will combine Dante with the Sanguinar in some sort of mutual ritual to rebirth Sanguinius? Nah, he's dead, mate. He's like brown bread. He's gone. Sanguinius is gone. Will he come back? He might come back. They're going to bring back a lot of Primarchs. But Dante, they won't do a thing with Dante. I mean, you're never going to get some sort of story arc in Warhammer 40k where, I don't know, the Eldar get together with the Inquisition and like a saint or something. Because those 3 getting together, like an Eldar, a saint, and the Inquisition together to help a Primarch come out of stasis and resurrect. You wouldn't get something as ridiculous as that. That'd be silly. How would they ever work together? I mean, a Primarch coming out of stasis as well after he's been sitting in it for a long period of time, he'd probably need a little bit of a lie down, couple of Anadin, maybe a Horlicks. So good if you need your ceiling skimming though. I know, right? If you need to skim the ceiling, you could hire the Admet guy and he could come round and like paint the top. Yeah. I must be excited for Ammech and Necrons. Any hopes beyond simplifying Admech at least? Any hopes for the Admech? That the army doesn't hit on 4s. That would be my hope. They never hit on 4s, but now they hit on 4s unless they stand still and then they get heavy and then they could hit on 4s. But they didn't used to hit on 4s. I feel like the Admech have taken a strange turn. Go away, YouTube. What are you trying to do? I feel like I want big stompy robots. I want more Admech stuff. There's something about 10th edition Admech and the rules that hasn't made me excited to play Admech. In every edition, apart from 9th edition, well, the later on in 9th edition when you needed the PhD to run the Codex, I've been excited for the Admech except for the thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. What I want is something for the Orcs as well. The Gitman's take 2. It'd be lovely. Something for the Orcs. Something big and stompy would be nice. Something big stompy things. I mean, we had the Gorkanaut, Morkanaut, but let's have another stompy things. But yeah, what do you guys want? Are you really looking forward to the old world? Are you looking forward to the Mark III Iron Armor heresy stuff? Are you looking forward to a lovely Christmas and sitting down with some turkey and things? I would have liked it if the Admech had got a Lord of War. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Say the Admech did get a proper Lord of War. That'd be cool. £100 box. It costs like 350 to 450 points to field, and it's not a knight, but it's something suitably Admech-y. What would it look like? Like something on 4 legs? Like a pimped up Skitari. No, what are they called? You know, the Onaga Dunecrawler. That's what I'm thinking. Something like that, like a big tank on big legs with a missile array on the back or something. That would look really cool. Really Admech-y. The Doombreaker Admech siege tank or something. That would look cool. You want a mighty Gargant for the Orcs. Who doesn't want a mighty Gargant for the Orc? You're looking forward to the new World Eater releases. WE releases. They need some new releases, don't they? The World Eaters. If there is a book that is underrepresented right now with so few models in, it's the World Eaters. Having said that, I did play Sultan the other day and he brought one of everything from the entire Votan Codex and one of everything. Well, he bought multiples of some of the troops and things, like 2 of the Heck Chonk Spank Fortresses. For the entire Codex, you can field it for like 1,300 points if you just brought one of everything. And I'm not sure if the World Eaters are that bad because they've got Angron, right? But they need a vehicle. The World Eaters need a big demon engine type thing with claws and great big sharp pointy teeth. That's what they need. They need, because you got the Juggerlord on this Jugger thing. What they need is Khorne Berserkers on Juggerlords or something with... What if it had tracks and laser beams for eyes? I mean, the Admech thing. That would be cool. A big Admet thing on tracks with lasers pointing out of its eyes, and the arms are like missiles. A super heavy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a super heavy thing. It could just be a big, honking, expensive tank that sits in the backfield. We seem to be missing that. There's a lot of tanks in the guard, and there's some big honking tanks that you can get for Heresy 30k, and they seem to have forgot to make tanks by the time we get to 40k. But the further you go down the line, the worse things get. All the old people in the chat know this as well. 30k, they had lots of good stuff. By the time it gets to 40k, it's got a lot worse. And all the old people, you know what I'm talking about out there. The people there's some in the 20s, they don't know. But the people in the 40s and 50s who are in the chat or watching this afterwards, they know the older it gets, the worse it gets. And that you have a intimate relation with ibuprofen. And you like lions, warm slippers, Horlicks, and soft food. Yeah. I think that's what the Admet, by the time of the 41st millennium, they just like lions and slippers and soft food. Corn Berserkers on Juggernauts. Exactly. A Lord Invocatus attached to some Corn Berserkers on Juggernauts. That codex is crying out for that, at least. And at least one demon engine. They could make like a sprue with 2 bits in it, and one version is the close combat one, and one version is the shooty one. I mean, we've got the tanks and the haulers and the drones and all of those things for the Death Guard. The World Eaters, that's a thin codex. New Catachan sculpts would be amazing. And Voistron, Steel Legions, and exactly. New sculpts for... See, this is the thing. When they released that kill team, that Decora Krieg kill team, and blew up Cadia, I thought, this is it now. They're going to launch the new 40k Admech range for Guard is going to be built around Krieg now. There's no point in them continue to build it around Cadia, because bye-bye Cadia. Bye-bye Cadia, Cadia, bye-bye, bye-bye. That's what they were singing as the thing. And so I thought they would build it around Krieg, and that would look cool, because Krieg is popular. But then they released new Cadian sculpts. So if they've released new Cadian sculpts, surely we can get some new Cadian sculpts, right? I think so. Yeah. Hey Winters, I keep missing your stream. Glad I caught this one. You're not missing it. I'm not around as much as I should be. On that note, actually, while we're here and all the people are watching and all the people will be watching it afterwards, and look, Wrath and Constantine's here as well. Hi Wrath, how you doing? Well, you need Wrath. Re-message me about when because you're coming over from America again, right? To do the Weekend at Bernie's thing. Let me know the date. I've lost it somewhere on my calendar and I need to put it in so I don't, I'm talking to you. So I don't miss out on, like, you're knocking on my door and it's a Friday and you came all the way from the land of freedom. And I'm like, what are you doing there? That would be rude. So not as rude as forgetting the date that you're coming, because I forgot to write it down anywhere. But anyway, put that down so I know when you're coming. What was I talking about? Oh yes, live streams. I've been really bad at... You leave me on me now, thank you. What are we doing? Yes, live streams. We've got Winters Wednesdays. There is a battle report for Tier 3 channel members every single Winters Wednesdays. That's a thing now. That's happening. And thank you to everyone who is a Tier 3 channel member and supports me and watches all the extra battle reports as well. Or thank you to anyone who's just a subscriber or just a channel member at Tier 1, Tier 2, or even Tier 4. Thank you for anyone who chooses to support the channel. I appreciate you. Keeping the lights on. It's still going, this wild roller coaster of a dream of making 40k full time. And rolling dice full time and playing a bit of Heresy as well. And we're still here. We're still here. Well done. Everyone in the 13th Fleet, well done. We're still chugging. The fleet has been attacked. It's been besieged. It's been overrun by mutant hordes, but we're still flying. The galaxy ripped in two. Beforehand, when the 13th was sailing the stars, there was no Guilliman. We were renegades. We were outcasts. Then we were brought back into the fold and the galaxy was ripped in twos, and there's still some outcasts and renegades attacking us now. It's been crazy. And Marius, thank you for joining the Tier 3 channel. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you. So we've been through a lot, and I'm just amazed that some of us are still here. Thank you. So Tuesdays, yes, we do the thing on the Wednesdays The Wednesdays is the thing. And I'm terrible at doing the live stream thing. So what I think I'm going to do is have Talkie Tuesdays and Winter's Wednesdays. Talkie Tuesdays will be the day when the STD comes out for all of you, when we all catch STDs, okay? And when there isn't an STD, then we'll do some live stream talking. Talkie Tuesdays. Or sometimes on a Tuesday, there might not be a Talkie Tuesday for an STD or one of these. It might be me and Sultan talking about the latest Space Marine Codex. So I think like last Tuesday was an STD. We all had that. And then the week before that, it was Sultan. And now it's me. And next week might be an STD or a live stream. Don't know. Need to talk to Wars with Chris and figure out when we're next doing an STD with each other. But on Tuesdays, what I'm saying is Sunday, Battle Report YouTube, most of the time. Wednesday, there will always be a Winter's Wednesdays videos, and Tuesday will be a talky one. And the reason why I like doing it at the beginning of the week is because then that gives me the Wednesday, Thursday to get all editing done and other bits done. Friday, I typically take off, and Saturday and Sunday, I'm nearly always filming on Saturdays and Sundays, almost always, because most of the time, well, one of the things this channel relies on is guests coming over here, choosing to come over here and choosing to play against me. And without all the wonderful guests like Wrath of Constantine coming over here, there would be no content. And Sultan, let's put it, yeah, Sultan as well makes a lot of content. So I need to put it at the beginning, so I've got the bit to do all the stuff and things, and then the weekend filming things. So Talkie Tuesdays, I'm going to try and stick with it. We'll see how we go. You can score, you can rate my dance card by the time we get to December the 31st. See if I've always managed to keep up a Talkie Tuesday, except for the days that I'm not here. No, because there will be an occasion where I might be on holiday on a Tuesday in a week. So I'll try and have a talkie thing coming out on the Tuesday. It's a goal. We have a goal, okay? Stop pressuring me. We have goals. Everyone needs goals. You achieve the goal, you get the dopamine hit. Stop. It's fine. Stop. Yes, it's all the pressure. It's too much. Why are you all pressuring me about the talkie? Why are you shouting and saying, yes, we need Talkie Tuesdays. Yes, we need Talkie Tuesdays. It's coming, okay? Mostly, probably. If you give a thing a name, it gives it power. Thank you, Wrath of Constantine. Message in the Discord. Cool. Stranger Come Knocking is in here as well. Have you recovered from your poisoning? Hey, dude. Hey. More winters. More often. I'm simplified, not simple. Relatively simple, but simplified. Monkey, about the thing. Monkey, have you spoken to Sultan about the thing with the thing? The secret thing. I'm going to see him on Thursday and have a good conversation with him about it then. The secret thing, and then hopefully we can get the secret thing going in the background, and then when the secret thing is allowed to be not secret anymore, we can explode it across the scenes. We can like a whale being dropped off a cliff. It'll make such an impact. We will smash it. Yes, we will. Anyway, thanks for coming in. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Are we okay? Maris has become a tier 3. Thank you. Stranger Come Knockins is in. Yes. Aaron K is in the house. Press the like button and all that stuff. It helps. Let the Omnissiah, the YouTube algorithm, know that you like the stream. And if you're watching this after the stream, let the YouTube algorithm know that you're liking the stream. Pressing the likes, subscribes, things like that. In fact, on any YouTube thing that you go to, say you like watching Vera plant flowers, and that's your favorite YouTube channel, Vera with the flowers. I don't know if that's a YouTube channel or not, but there might be a Vera out there and she might really love flowers and she might have a YouTube thing. And if that's the case and you really like watching it, like, comment, subscribe to Vera with her flowers. She'll really appreciate it, and the YouTube algorithm will appreciate it as well. And Dats and Des, thank you for gifting 1 membership. I appreciate you. That's awesome. We've got a gifted membership. Caring Commissar has got that gifted membership. Caring Commissar memberships are locked here too, so you can come into the Discord, say hi to everyone. Make sure you do say hi. They're kind. They won't bite. Well, a couple of them might, but most of them won't bite. It's a lovely place. Caring is sharing and all that. And yeah, big reveals. talking about other ways, other reveals and things, I woke up this morning to the text on the phone. I get a message from the YouTubes whenever anyone buys merch, and someone overnight bought a t-shirt and a hoodie and a mug. It was like, yeah, that's a fan. If you're out there, whoever bought the t-shirt, the hoodie, the mug, thank you very much. Rocking the colours. Appreciate you. And on the merch, we're talking about the merch. Oh, if you want to get the merch, all that merch, that's on the, when you go on YouTube and you're scrolling along the top where it says videos, playlist, community, all that sort of stuff, it's along the top there. And then talking about merch, I still have some dice left. I think I've got about 11 packs left. And when they're gone, they're gone. I don't know when I'm going to do another big dice order to get a bunch more dice in and more colours in. If I do it again, it's going to be a year at least, probably. Because it's a lot of hassle. Getting all the dice and getting all the stuff and things. Mind you, I did delegate most of it to my wife and she's done a lovely job. But yeah. The next dice run will be some time ago, some way in the future. So if you want some of the red dice and you haven't got any red dice, now's the time to get some red dice. Email winners40k@gmail.com. There's like a dozen packs left, and once they're gone, they're gone. And then, because I keep mentioning them in the YouTube videos again and again and again, what will happen over the next year is I'm going to get random emails all the way through the next year saying, can I have some dice? Can I have some dice? Can I have some dice? And the answer will be no, no, no. That'll be the thing. But yeah, you got too many dice already. It's cool. You fancy them new Jumpy Lads for the 13th win? New character wavy. Jumpy Lads for the 13th. Those are the new Assault Intercessors. They look nice, don't they? They look lovely with the jumpy things and the jumpy packs and the stuff. To be honest, I keep getting... I mean, one of the things we're not sure of from G-Dubs is new Space Marine releases. They smash that shit. They bam, they're smashing it out. And now we've got still the Admet guy, and now we've got Necron guy, and they just dropped the odd model here or there for other people, but they smashed the Space Marine releases. And it would be nice to add some new stuff to the 13th from the new range, but here's my honest answer to you. I've got a lot of Space Marines. I got a lot of Space Marines. They're coming out my ear holes. They're coming out of all the orifices. Space Marines everywhere. So when I see new Space Marine releases, I'm not as excited as I used to be. These days, when I see a Necron guy, it's like, oh, Necron guy, or a new big monster thing that can do then I get excited. The old world, all of those reveals got me very excited. The new Legionnaires, Astartes, Mark III, Armor, Battle Company kit for Eric, that got me very excited. But the Bye Monkey. But the Jumpy guys and the new Space Marine releases, they're nice. I like them. I particularly like the hench new Terminators. Look, hench. The hench new Terminator Captain, that's a really nice model. They all look really nice. But I'm not thirsty for it in a way that I used to be. I think I'm not Space Marined out. That's not what it is. I think what it is they're re-releasing. These are they're not new, are they? They're versions of. I mean, Jump Intercessors are lovely, but we've had Assault Marines before. I guess I get more excited about a brand new thing that we've never seen a thing before with the thing. And when the thing is the thing, and it's a new thing, then I get excited about the thing. But when the thing is a thing that was seen before another thing of the old things, then it's less exciting as the thing, which is a new thing. Maybe that's what it is. And also I'm doing a lot of Space Marines with Horus Heresy. So there's things in the 40Ks that are getting me excited. Like I've finally got a Screamer Killer painted up for the NIDS. Need to get that on the table. That was a new model. Mind you, that was a redo model, but that one looks hench. So ignore all the things that I said before about the things. It's a new thing. And the new knights that are now in plastic that used to be in resin from Forge World. The Archaerons and the Lancers and the Castigators, those ones, they're really excited. Which are also not a new thing. They're a redo of the old things. Anyway, moving on. What are we talking about? I feel the same. Got loads of plastic in a queue for the Space Marines. Haven't built the Leviathan box set yet. or Brutalis Dread yet. Das and Des, you need to get the Brutalis Dread done. He's good. He's every time I meet him, every time I go up, you know, you shake his hands, it rips your hands off. Twin links into wound. The new Brutalis Dread is a thing. What new thing would I like to see? I think I just said a couple of things at the start. One would be Juggerlord Khorne Berserkers. Another thing would be a Khorne Demon Engine for World Eaters. See, these are the things that I'd like to see, and I don't even collect that stuff. I want to see new AI constructs for League of Votann, because they have they have all the AI as well as the things. Yes. So those two ranges could be expanded. I'd like to see a new honking spike. So the Necrons are coming out, right? And when is the Necrons coming out, guys? When did they actually tell us the Necrons are coming? Because that's gone. You might not know. You might know. It should be in a couple of weeks or a month or something. I don't know. When are the Necrons coming out? Yeah, a new Necron vehicle, a spidery thing. A new Necron, like the Stalker's nice. That's a spidery thing. Maybe not a spidery thing then, because they've got the Stalker. They've got the barges, the floaty barges. But that barge, you know, you got the Doomsday Ark and the Ghost Ark. Or no, that's the Doomsday Ark. That's the Ghost Ark. No, like that. Like that. What's that? Who's that? What's that? It's a dead one of them. Yeah. They could have a sprue with a new thing in it for the Necrons that isn't just another character stood on a rock holding a staff. I want a new thing that I can use. The bikes were a good idea in the Necron stuff, like speedy things, because they do lack a bit of speed. So a couple of skimmy fast things, like they've got the bikes but Necron-esque, maybe slightly. That would be cool. A speedy, fasty, skimmy Necronist thing. Wraith, Canoptech words. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see. You're painting an Iron Warriors Mastodon right now. Nice, man. And you're getting into a Storm Eagle. Sasha V is getting into a Storm Eagle or paint. Oh, you mean you're paint? That Storm Eagle, by the way, is one of the worst models I had to put together. It was pain. Necrons are awesome. They didn't say, I think. They didn't say when the new Codex is coming out. But what about new Space Marine thing do you think we could use? What about new Space Marine thing do you think we could use? What about what new Space Marine thing? I don't know what you're talking about, Maris. Yeah, Prior Nexus, I checked that out. That was good. I don't have Warhammer Minus, but I did check it out around a person's house. I did think the Prior Nexus thing was good. That and the Blood Angels one. And I saw an Inquisitor one as well. There's about 2 shows on there that I think are good, are worth it. The other ones are a bit mid. Yeah. Still waiting for Astartes Part 2. We're all waiting for Astartes Part 2. The new Shooty Dread is lovely, but they need... See, there's 3 versions of the Redemptor type chassis Dread now. There's the Brutalis, there's the Ballistus, and there's the Redemptor. And of the 3 of them, the Ballistus is probably my least favorite. It would be really cool if they came up with a mortis pattern ballistus dreadnought, so you could have a las on that arm and a las on that arm, you know, or autocannon, or missile launcher. At the moment, it's the classic las cannon missile launcher loadout, which is fine. That's classic. But the thing about Mortis Dreadnoughts back in the OG, the thing that made them look really cool was a Dreadnought stood there with... Imagine if it had 2 plasma accelerators, 1 on each arm. Then it would look really cool. Because the rules for the blisters right now, they're a bit mid. You can get better shooting on some of the other tanks. I'm looking at you in particular, the Gladiator. The Gladiator tank is a steal, and it's good, and it's cheap, and it can go down quite quickly, so you want 2 of them. But Gladiators are really good. Brutalis Dreadnoughts, the Ballistus Dreadnought, it's okay. But the Brutalis looks cool as hell, and the rules are cool as hell, and it's scary as all hell. And Redemptor Dreadnoughts, what's not to love? -1 wound all the time. It can punch and it can shoot. I think the Redemptor is one of the Redemptor and Brutalis are probably 2 of the best units in the Space Marine Codex, in my humble opinion. The Brass Scorpion in the last video looked insane. I know Pierce Brosnan. I know. That's why when I was at March of Winters and Plant was there and he had his thing and he had his like, we've got to get this on the channel. And he said to me, I'm coming up in 2 weeks' time. And I was like, you'd think I'd remember that. I can't remember. I got the calendar. It's above me. There's literally a calendar on my wall there with loads of writing all over it and crossing out and things. That's my life. I don't have it on the phone. I don't have it. I'd lose it if it's anywhere else. It has to be visual. Boom, in front of me. Like I've got bits of post-it notes stack around all over the place. I'm not going to start pulling them down because things are stuck behind the things on the. But I'm a visual kind of guy, so I wasn't. Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I'm coming down. I'll be there in a few weeks. I was like, cool. Which one? And when he said to me, which one do you want me to bring? This one or this one? That was a true story. I said, bring them both. Let's get them both on the channel. They're both awesome. It turned out to be a really good battle report. And Plant's a great guy. He's an absolutely great guy. Really enjoyed playing against him. Awesome opponent. Really good looking World Eaters army. His Black Templars look amazing as well. So it was just great to get them on the channel. Hello, Texas. Andrew, how you doing out there? Yeah? What's the weather like in Texas right now? Is it sunny? Is it nice? What's the weather like in Texas in October? I guess it's sunny there all the year. Big sky everywhere all the time. The sky in Texas is bigger than it is everywhere else on the planet. You could be in the middle of the Sahara and look at the sky and think, this is pretty big. But no, you go to Texas, it's bigger. Everything in America is bigger. The burgers are bigger. The cars are bigger. The roads are bigger. The houses are bigger. Everything's bigger. Yeah. That's why Derrideos are so cool. Yeah, the Derrideos look cool because of the I mean, I got one of them up there. It's Derrideos look cool. I just ordered 2 more boxes of the boxes. Where are the boxes? You know the boxes? Yeah. Before I came online, you know these ones, I had 2 more. So that'd be like 90 Marines, 3 Land Raiders, 3 Derrideos. That's a good start to an army, isn't it? Yeah, such a bargain from Element Games. Don't forget to use the link, the thing that I put in Win 13 with your order when you would have. Your hobby crack from Element Games in Manchester. Was one of the best battle reports I've seen. Pierce Brosnan, thank you. It was lovely, was it? It was lovely. It was a good one. I don't know if, one of the best ones you've seen. I don't know if it was... See, it would have been a bit better had it been a victory for the 13th. So it couldn't have been... That's why it's one of the best. I understand. I get it. It's not the best, because it would have been the best. Obviously, if it was a victory for the 13th. Instead, it's just one of the best. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. You order one, don't even play Heresy. Boom. Yeah, you could put the Derrideo in your Legends list. The Land Raider looks cool. Yeah. Mr. Winners, which army is your most fun to play against? Also, what's your cat's name? My cat's name is P90 because it was the submachine that I was using at the time when he was dropped off around my house. What is the most fun to play against? It's always been either Orcs or Tyranids. Tyranids have got bigger, so it's probably Orcs now, because it's always fun to play against an army where even if you lose, you kill a lot of it. And there's loads of high model count all over the place. It's like if you play against Knights or Custodies, sometimes it can be frustrating even if you win, because you might beat the Custodies by killing 12 of their models, but that is a third of their army, but you've only killed 12 models. I think it's always fun to play with and against armies where there's hordes all over the place. The 8-bound annihilated everything. Yeah, they did, didn't they? What are we thinking on the new Necron Codex? I don't know what we're thinking about the new Necron Codex, because I don't know when it's coming out and I don't know what's in it. What have you heard apart from a new guy stood on a rock? Tell me. What's your my thoughts on Rogel Dawn coming to 40k? Is he the king in yellow, or is it Valdor? I think all the Primarchs over time are going to be coming back. It's a money printing machine. They release an Angron, they release a Guilliman, they release a Lion. They're tying up the Horus Heresy story arc, and they've got the Dawn of Fire series, so they're tying up the 40k story arc with the Dawn of Fire series right now. And then we had the Boring Machine. We had Wormwood from the Dark Omens series in the run-up from 9th to 10th. And the Dark Omen series culminated with Vashtor forging Wormwood, which is the ancient Old Ones. It's a boring machine that burrows in between reality, into extant space, into in-between space, where the webway is between the warp and real space. There's a line, there's a thin area between reality and unreality, between the materium and the immaterium, that extant space. And that's where the King in Yellow resides, and that's where the webway is burrowed, and that's where this boring machine Wormwood, built upon the ruins of Caliban, is now digging through. So you've got that story arc, which ties into the Pariah story arc, which ties into the 30k story arc. There's things moving in the lore right now. It's always been a moving target, but for years we were like, can't they move the lore on? Can't they move the lore on? We were stuck before 8th edition. We were stuck at a minute to midnight. And all the lore that they were moving forward was before. Like things like Gaunt's Ghosts originally were set like a couple hundred years or 1,000 years before A Minute to Midnight. And Eisenhorn was set way back before A Minute to Midnight, but a lot of it has been repurposed and brought right up to date, so it's relatively concurrent with where we are now. And we were stuck at A Minute to Midnight forever, and they heard us, and now they're moving everything all the time. The story arcs going off in lots of different directions, but there's some main ones in there. So Dawn will return, and the Khan and Vulcan and all of them. Hopefully not all in one hit. Hopefully there's going to be there's things happening behind. There's definite things happening behind the scenes. I think future 40k in about 10 years' time is going to have other massive conflicts, like Leviathan, and like the Leviathan with 9th, and like the North-South divide, Cicatrix Maledictum, like the Chaos War, like that's going to be going on. And something with the Tau get lost on the way to school, and someone from the Inquisition has to go and find the Tau and say, listen, we know you're young and you can't punch your way out of a paper bag, so I'll take you to school. And there's some school, and they go to school and they learn about warp for the first time, and they're like, oh my god, warp, demons, no. And we're like, yeah, we told you, you'd stay in your little corner of the galaxy, don't mess around with anything, and just be quiet. And then, and then there'll be some warp stuff happening with the Tau, and they'll be like, like that, and the Tau will be like, and then and that's what's going to happen with the Tau. With the 5th Spear expansion as well, they're all Zealots over there, aren't they? The 5th Spear, the ones that went through the thingy bob, the Startide Nexus, came out the other side in Imperial Nihilus. And everyone who wasn't a Tau, everyone who was a Vesper, a Crew, or one of the auxiliaries, they slaughtered them all, because everyone who was a Vesper, a Crew, a thing, and they all went, yeah, with all the warp stuff. So the Tau went, yeah, we are now. And they're getting all religious and stuff. So the Tau are going to get pulled. There's changes. It's exciting. I'm excited. They bring back Sanguinius. I'm buying 2,000 points of Blood Angels, no questions asked. Yeah, see, some of the guys, like Sanguinius, dead. Ferrus Manus, dead. Kurz, dead. There's some of them that are definitely dead. Alfarius, maybe. Was it? Some of them are definitely dead. But it is 40k. And we don't know, like Manus, we know how he died. Like he literally, he lost his head, right? And Kurz, we know how he died, because there's books on it which tell us exactly how those two. But how did Sanguinius die? How did he die? Maybe there's some wiggle room in there. Maybe when Dan Admet was sat there writing away the End of the Death, there was someone from Games Workshop behind him with a cattle prod going, don't put, no, and then Sanguinius raised his mighty sword and screamed at Horus, Horus, we used to be best friends. I loved you. You were the chosen one. And Horus is, well, from a certain point of view, it's the Imperium that looks bad. And Sanguinius is, no, I will destroy you. And Horus is like, but I have the high ground, Sanguinius, don't. And then Sanguinius leaps anyway. And Horus goes, zoom, 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 zoom. And Sanguinius is like chop suey. And then someone behind Dan Admet with a cattle prod went, bzz. He's, okay, I'll delete. Click, 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 delete that. I was a chosen. And he leapt forward. And Horus flashed his sword, and there was a warp, and there's a warp explosion, and then he's destroyed. Cattle prod. Delete. Delete. Okay, and he leaps forward. I have the high ground. He leaps forward, and Horus grabs him by the neck, and the guy behind Dan Admet is like ready to hit him with a cat. Grabs him by the neck and breaks his neck. Delete, delete. No, broken neck. Okay, grabs him by the neck. Sanguinius, I remember when we were best friends. He has this moment of clarity because the beauty of Sanguinius and the brotherliness and it. I remember when we were the best of friends and we shared that ice cream and we were holding hands as we were skipping along Tor Bay, skipping stones out into the harbour while the Ferris wheel was making all that racket in the background. It was glorious. I can't kill you, Sanguinius. And no zzz from the cattle prod. Instead, what I'm going to do is pretend to kill you and punch you a few times. You lie there, you stay very quiet, and then me and Daddy are going to have some words. Stay very quiet. I'll get back to you in a minute. And the clash between the Emperor and Horus begins, to be continued in The End and Death Volume 3. And then Dan Admet, he didn't have any more zzz. It's like maybe Sanguinius isn't dead. Maybe he's just mostly dead. You know, he can put some cream on it, rub it a bit, it will get better. Maybe he'll come back. Who knows? Who knows how much they were paying the guy behind Dan Admet with the cattle prod? Was he getting paid shocks per minute? Was he getting a bit too... I mean, is Dan Admet all right? Has anyone found it? Can we find out if Dan Admet's all right? Is he still around? Is he okay? Has he got lots of burns on it? Anyway, if anyone sees Dan Admet or has his email or something, just give him some love from me and say, I'm sorry to hear that you've been tortured for the last 10 months while writing The End and the Death by a guy stood behind you with a cattle prod and Mad Max Fury road mask like that, you know. Witness me. Yeah, tell him that we love him. I could only see Sanguinius coming back as a warp thing. He could come back as a warp thing, I guess. There was the Red Angel and the Fall of Cygnus stuff. There could be some warp trickery. You can never put too much past the warp these days, you know. Back in the old days, when the old ones were kicking around, a warp, it was a fresher place. You could go there on a Tuesday, hang out. But these days, the warp is a bit nasty. It'll bite your arm off. I don't know if you've seen that movie like Event Horizon. They go into the warp for a little bit, you know, like it's not a nice place. You wouldn't want to go there for a first date. Isn't there this whole thing about the piece of Sanguinius' soul being interred in a piece of his broken sword? The Thousand Sons had it or something. Whew. A piece of his thing. Oh yeah, that was in the thing on the thing. Yeah, but how much of that thing is a thing? I'm not sure if that's a thing. It might just be a thing of a thing. He's not dead. He's just absent. I mean, Devastation of Baal does have the warp ghost thing, Sang. Devastation of Baal does have... Well, is it Sanguinius or is it the Sanguinor or is it... It's like faith in Warhammer 40k. The power of faith that the Adeptus Auritus has... I'm not sure it comes from the Emperor. I just think it's the raw power of signs matter, beliefs matter, symbols and words matter in the world of 30k, 40k. Symbols matter. These things have a resonance in the warp, just as belief and faith and hate and the lust for blood feeds corn and Birth, Death, Eternal Return, Nietzsche. It really influences Nurgle. These things resonate in the warp. And I think the power of faith itself, maybe it isn't the power of faith that sisters manifest. There's an argument, I'm not sure. There's an argument to say it isn't actually coming from the Emperor. It is literally the power of faith in this flexible, malleable universe where symbols and beliefs and hopes and things matter. Alasdair Baines, thank you for joining the 13th Fleet. Welcome. Welcome. You've made a good choice, my friend. Welcome to the fleet. Jump into the Discord, say hi, and check out an extra battle report video every single winter's Wednesday. And thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Hey up, Lewis. Evening. Are you from the north with the word hey up? Have you read Gene Father? Maybe. Dante had a vision of Sang, so he could have been a ghost. Yeah, exactly. Could have been a Force ghost, you know, when he died. But again, Dante didn't die. He was mostly dead, got better. You know. My biggest 40k theory is that the Emperor is manifesting in the warp, and when Abaddon kills his body, he will become a god of order. 50k, here we come. I'm not sure they're ever going to get rid of the Emperor. Because it's like one of the fundamental... I mean, even normies know about the God Emperor of mankind, right? Well, maybe not all of them, but normies, I think 40k is relatively in the mainstream now. You can talk about... Beforehand, if you mentioned Space Marines, they'd be like, what? But now Space Marines are relatively well known, what with our Lord and Saviour, Henry Cavill, pimping it, and Darktide, and Dawn of War and other things. I think it's relatively in the thing. And if some normies know about 40k, I think the couple of things they might know is, oh, that's a Space Marine when they're walking around Tesco's, and if there was a cutout of a Space Marine because Tesco's have decided to sell Space Marines, bear with me, but if there was one, normies, a lot of them, what do we reckon, guys? I think most normies know what a Space Marine is. And I think most normies know what the Emperor of Mankind is. So I don't think they can get rid of him as a God Emperor of Mankind. They could sort of bring him back because, like, he's mostly dead as well. He could take some Anodin, ibuprofen, work on his pecs, get up, you know. What do you reckon? Do normies know about, do we think that they know about 40k now? I certainly did back in the old days. Where are we? We have a thing. Friendly Neighborhood in Kusada, thank you for your 10 months membership. Appreciate you. 10 months. You have a milestone message. You do. 10 months. Basically, you'd have given birth by now. This is your birth message. 10 months ago, you're a month overdue. 10 months ago, you planted the seed. And now it's given birth. Your 10-month message. Let's bring it into the world. And it says, I don't know what to say, so Vulcan lives, stomp, stomp. That's a pretty good message. So Vulcan lives, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Vulcan lives. He lives. He's due to come back at some point. He was in The Beast Arises. He was a bit upset. But he's a perpetual, right? He can come back. Marines, yes. Biggie, nah. Most 40k normies think Doom Guy can solo all 4 Chaos Gods and the Emperor, it hurts. Everything's bigger in 40k, right? Everything. Everything's bigger in 40k. Since Darktide, my mates would not let me be pointing at everything in the game, asking me to... Yeah, Darktide. I haven't been painting very much recently. Smashing out some more Dathan strike team for the Raven Guard. Did that Screamer Killer, but still haven't based it. Because Darktide came out on the Xbox. And I've been mainly mashing some Darktide. It's good. It's very Moorish. Have you been playing some Darktide? I got itchy nose. Yeah. Have any of you guys been smashing some of the Darktide on Game Pass or something? Because it was... What class are you playing? I've got I'm glad you asked. I've got a level 30 Psyker with 3 builds, a Void Strike build and a Purgatus build, and also like a Smite support build. And all at level 30. And then I've started ranking up a Zealot now. When I play a video game of something, like we've all done looter shooters before, and we've all done, whenever I have a look at the work, like if there's a tank guy like the Ogrin, or a shooty guy with a thing, I always take a look and go, what can this universe give me that I've never seen before? So for example, in Mass Effect, I liked playing the Psyker in Mass Effect. Forget the name of what they called, but yeah, the Psyker was my bag in that, because you could run and gun in Mass Effect, or you can do the tech tree, and you can do some things in that game that you can do in other games. But when I smashed Darktide in, it's like, right, okay, you can, I've never been played as a Psyker before. Let's do the Psyker. So Psyker, baby. Yeah, it's a great game. It's very Moorish. It's hard to put down. It's like popcorn. It's also a hammer. Zealot here. Yeah. I got, rank 30. I've only got up to 30 on the Psyker, and I'm rank 11 on the Zealot. The idea is that I'm not allowed to touch the Zealot class unless the other SEOs are online. We all wanted to get to like a level 10-ish, and then we're going through the missions together with the SEOs. Well, you don't really do that in Darktide. Just smashing out the missions one after the, there's a group, there's a dude for when we're in the group, and then there's my Psyker dude for when I'm running around on my own and I want to feel like a Psyker dude. Mass Effect Adept. Thank you. Biotic. Exactly. Biotics. Yeah. So Mass Effect become the Biotic. So yeah, I'm always looking for that if I get a game. Like, what's the thing that this thing does differently? That. But whereas Darktide is really good, and I've really been enjoying myself and getting very sweaty in this room late at night, been told off because I'm screaming too much at the TV. What we're all really looking forward to, more than a Games Workshop Games Day reveal, more than a new box of plastic crack, more than a brand new miniature for our range. Yes! Hazard's got it. What we're really looking forward to is Space Marine 2. 3-way co-op. Space Marine 2. I'm going to eat that bad boy up. I'm going to play it solo, play it with my mates, play it again, play it online. It's been delayed. Now, I'm happy that it's, because it was supposed to come out in winter. They were saying this year, but now it's winter. So it might come out after Christmas, because technically after Christmas is still winter, but they shouldn't release a video game after Christmas. That will really affect sales. If you're going to release it and it's been delayed past Christmas, whoever's doing the thingy bob, put it back to like March, April time. Don't release it in January, February, just after Christmas, but it'll be poggers, yo. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm happy for it to be delayed so long as it's not a buggy piece of shit. It's so long as it's good. And if they need to delay it to iron out a few things here or there, fine. Don't turn it into another Cyberpunk 2077. Don't turn it into... I mean, Starfield wasn't buggy piece of crap. For a Bethesda game, wow. You could actually play it. Mostly right at the start. It's not Gollum. We're not talking about Gollum levels of buggery. Yeah. So long as the game is nice and playable, I'm down with that. Was 40 years of Warhammer a letdown for you? I was hoping to see Tomb Kings. Was it a letdown for me? It wasn't a letdown for me because I wasn't hoping too much. To my mind, it's another Games Workshop reveals thing, right? And they do a couple of these a year. There's the Warhammer Day. There's, it's. I hate to sound like a crusty old turd, but I'm a bit of a crusty old turd, and I've seen very many Warhammer reveal things again and again and again. And this was another one. So my hopes weren't that high, so nothing was let down. It's like, oh, that's nice. There's a thing coming and another thing coming and another. And they like re-announced that the end of the Death Volume 2 news coming. And we all know. Yeah. Starfield was just a bit dull, says Mary. I hear that from people. It's a bit, there's some Marmite out there, isn't there? Some people got, I think if you get past, I haven't played Starfield. I've played a bit around my mate's house and stuff, but it didn't. It's another Bethesda game. It's just a really big Bethesda game, but it's a Bethesda game. And I've done my Skyrims, and I've done my Fallouts, and I've done my stuff, and it's another one of those games. Now, if you love those games, you'll love Starfield. It takes longer to get into because it's so big than some of the other ones. But if you've had too much of those sort of games and they're a bit like me, so yeah, it didn't bite my biscuit. Dropped it the second Darktide came out. Nice. How do you rank the first 5 Horus Heresy novels amongst themselves? Rank them? Well, the 5th one, Fulgrim, would be at the bottom. And it's a bit of a step down after the first 4 are so good. But when you reread the Heresy and you go back in it again, Fulgrim has got a lot of depth and a lot of foundation. It's a Graham McNeil book, so there's a lot of weight to it, which helps. Is it a Graham McNeil book? I think it is. There's a lot of weight to it, which helps the Emperor's Children chapter. You get a good deep dive into it, so it's something that you appreciate a bit later. But the first one's off the chain, then book 4, then I'd go 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. There we go. Bethesda can't top Skyrim. It was a era-defining game. There were games before Skyrim, and then there were games after Skyrim. It was an era-defining game for fantasy adventure. Do you use 40k figures for your Horus Heresy games? No. More New Vegas would be good, would it? Reading the 3rd Heresy book, lots of Isfahan things happening. Yes. Yes. Isfahan 3 in the 3rd book. Bye, Stranger Come Knocking. Thanks for coming along. I'm off, dude. Have a good scream. I'll be bringing Alex's dude to King of the North along with some bits for our monkey and so on. Okay, cool. I will see you then. I am coming to King of the North. Look forward to seeing you. Rue's in his house. Hi, Rue. 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thanks. Rue, our resident chaos worshipper. So if you have received a gifted membership from Rue, make sure you give him a warm round of applause. Say thank you. Gifted memberships unlock Tier 2 channel memberships. And it's a great way to support me. If you want to give memberships, things like that. Tier 2 unlocks the Discord, so that you can jump in the Discord, have a chat with everyone, join in with the conversations, join in with the SDD chats, post up lots of your pictures of your favourite things. Go to the looking for a game section at the bottom of the Discord if you're in the north, south, east, west, and say, hey, I'm here, or I'm here, or I'm here, and I'm looking for a game, and keep tagging in there, and someone will pick you up at some point. We have got a rest of the world bit, but how big is the rest of the world bit? Because one would think that the rest of the world thing, yeah, it's literally like rest of the world. So the looking for a game part would not be that useful to you if you're outside of the UK. Because rest of the world, hi, I'm in Idaho and I'm looking for someone who wants to play a game with me. Is there anyone out there who's super close to Idaho? And then they get a reply for, g'day, Cobber. I'm in Melbourne and it's the land around me is currently on fire and underwater, and all my family have been wiped out because they've been eaten by the wildlife. And okay, Idaho, Melbourne sounds like it could be. Is that over in the Carolinas? Because that sounds like a pretty wild place down in the Carolinas. You could get eaten by the wildlife down there. And the guys, no, Cobber. No, I'm actually hanging on to the world upside down because I'm in Australia like that. It's hanging on like that. Not a lot of people know that all of the Australian outback is covered in Velcro, and that Australians have like the other half of the Velcro on their socks, and they walk around like that underneath the planet on their Velcro socks. That's why they don't fall off. So, yeah. Z-Doc. I am rest of world. Where in the rest of world are you, Z-Doc? Because Wales is also rest of world, and it's a wild, crazy country full of dinosaurs and dragons and things. And Welsh people, which are lovely. Some of my favourite people in the world are Welsh. Some of my least favourite people in the world are probably... I want to say Kent. Yeah, I've known some arseholes from Kent. I'm in Swindon. I mean, that's an armpit of the place, Swindon. And there are quite a few arseholes here. But there are also a couple of lovely people in Swindon as well. But Kent, I mean, Bob, if you're out there, I'll never forgive you for what you've done. Anyway, what do you think of the short story Army of One where Garrow leads a search for Loken on Isfahan 3? Any story with Garrow in is awesome. I'm Cerberus! Any Goku... That's a spoiler thing. That's not a spoiler. That's those who know will know. But any... Yes. But the first time, it was a bit... because, you know, it is a bit... I'm Cerberus! It's a bit... But I like that about Heresy. I like that about 40k. It's redonk, right? Absolutely redonk. Least favourite people in the world, California Valley Girls. The accent alone inspires bloodshed. Oh, really? Why? Oh, you're so silly. That's my Californian Valley Girls. I know. I nailed it. I know you thought you were there for a moment. Oh, super. Oh, awesomeness. I know. I could act. I could be in one of those commercials. I know. But that's as much as you're getting, I'm afraid. Yeah. Toodaloo. Gotta go. Thanks for swinging by. Loken adopting the character of Guardian of Hades is so 40k. Exactly. Yeah, he lost everything. You got to think as well that he was on the planet for some time without food or nourishment for it. What would that do to... There's a bit afterwards as well. I think it's in the Vengeful Spirit book where... Is it Graham McNeil does the Vengeful Spirit? And you get Loken and Garrow, and it deals a bit more with the aftermath of the Cerberus encounter. And Loken has got some rather severe PTSD after everything that happened to him. He ain't all there. And I'm glad that Graham McNeil rounded that out a bit. When they picked him off the planet Garrow and took him back to the thing and said, hi, here's my new friend. Then Loken went away for some... At least the Inquisition wasn't around at that time, but he went away down into the dungeons to have a chat with the guy with the tickly stick who tickled him to make sure that he was a proper loyalist and not a pretend loyalist. He had a tickly time. It would have been a bit rough for him. And then when he came out of that, so he had to get through that pre-Inquisition, then he had to get through the thing, and I'm trying to spoil all the things, but I feel like I've spoiled all the things for the people who haven't read the things. But he went through quite a bit of stuff. So I'm glad in the book The Vengeful Spirit, it does deal with that quite a bit. So I did enjoy it. Anything with Garrow in is just, I love Garrow. I can't get enough of Garrow. Well, I can now, but yeah, Garrow's awesome. There's not a lot of characters that came leaping out of the Horus Heresy series that were so popular and so well liked that they ended up getting their own mini-series and anthologies. Garrow's got so many short stories because they sold, right? The editors and the people at Games Workshop again. Was it Guy? Who's the guy who writes all the... I forget who it is who writes. Anyway, the guys at Games Workshop would have been there lashing him. Guy Haley? Is it him who wrote the Garrow? And said, write more! So he had to. So, yeah. Blonde Valley Girl sounds good. Thank you. I know, right? I know. Some good looking stuff in the Buried Dagger? Yes. See, the Buried Dagger, I wasn't really looking... The Buried Dagger is the last book before the Solar War. and it deals with Mortarion and the Death Guard. It's got Morty on the front with the Death Guard, and I thought, here we go. I wasn't looking forward to it that much because a couple of the books before the Buried Dagger sucked. There's a couple of books in the Horus Heresy series that I would not recommend. There's only a couple of them, but there's a couple right before. Anyway, so I wasn't looking that... Here we go, another Chaos story. They've got a... But half of the Buried Dagger isn't about the Death Guard. Half of the Buried Dagger covers Malcador and the Defense of Terror and the Knights of the Sigillite, the Chosen of the Malcador, the Knights Errant. Half of the book concerns them. So it's got this really nice juxtaposition between the two. It's got these two stories which don't overlap, but bring us... They do a couple of things. They bring us to the edge of the Solar War, but they also have that nice juxtaposition between here's some legionaries, here's how bad it can get at one end of the scale, and here's the other things at the other end, and here's Malcador with the Knights Errant, who knows, because, you know, Malcador, like mind stuff, who knows just how bad it can, and this is what they're trying to prepare for the future. And Malcador's trying to prepare for the war that comes after the war, assuming that they win the war, which they might not win the war, but we know they win the war. But Malcador doesn't know they win the war. Malcador hopes they'll win the war, but they don't know what we know, which is that they win the war. So Malcador's kind of like trying to roll a six here. It's like, if we win the war, then I've got to prepare for the war after the war. So you've got that story going, and it's a nice juxtaposition between that and Nurgly skin falling off stuff. So just hope Garo has done justice in the end. James Swallow, yes. Damnation of Pythos. Yeah. There's I like the artwork on No Wars. Flight of the Eisenstein, Angel Exterminatus, Heresy, I think that's Galaxy in Flames. That one is Horus Rising, and that one is Emperor of Mankind. And that thing down there that you can just about see is where my pussy sleeps at night, sometimes. Thank you, Pierce Brosnan. Thank you for spelling it out. We all appreciate you. Anyway, so I thought I'd pop online this evening. So I think I don't want to drag this out for hours and hours and hours. So I'm going to wrap up in about 5 minutes. I like to do nice hour segments. So for those of you that weren't around at the beginning, I'm going to be doing Talkie Tuesdays as well as Winter's Wednesdays. Talkie Tuesdays is going to be me doing live streams, and if it isn't me doing live streams, then it'll be a talkie thing like an STD, so we can all get STD together, or we can all talk with each other. I need to catch up with you guys routinely or semi-routinely on the Tuesdays. The totally consistent Monday night live streams weren't cutting it, I'm afraid. You were completely inconsistent. You were never there, and I was never there either. But I'm not saying it was me, because it was you. So the Monday isn't the right day for it. There's too much after the weekend. Tuesday is a good day for it. Wednesday, sometimes do the squash with Sultan, or Sultan comes over. And also something else happens on Wednesday. Wednesday's got the Winter's Wednesdays for all the Tier 3 channel members, the extra battle report. Thursday and Friday is the days where I'm editing, or Friday try and have a day off Saturday. So Tuesday is the best day for it. So we're going to do Talkie Tuesdays every single Tuesday. So expect to get some Talkie content from Winters. That's me. Every single Tuesday around 7:30 time. That's the plan. I might miss a week every now and then, but I want you to hold me to this by the end of December, the 31st. By when we get to the year end, we'll do a tally. Someone out there do a tally and let me know how many ones that I missed. But I want to hit 9 out of 10 of them on the Tuesdays, because I like catching up with you guys. It's nice to have a chat. I mean, you're funny. Funny questions, funny people. I'm funny looking, so we all have fun all round. Yeah, and it's nice to catch up. In case you have any questions or wondering what's going on, and in case we want to talk about some of the reveals and things, or in case we want to just rampage on about Darktide and Cerberus and the Horus Heresy. So it was good to catch up. Yeah. Any more questions and things? Things and questions and questions and things. Thank you. No, thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Kunupanupanup. Kupapopu. How do you... Cup up. Kapapapa. Kapapan. How... See, there's Sasha V, and then there's Kapapapu. I don't know. And there's Sky's in the chat as well. Sky, let's see you come down in November. Look forward to seeing that as well. That's going to be fun. Yeah. So, yeah. Winters is the pinball wizard of 40k. Thank you. I mean, I am the GOAT. I am. There is only one No Retreat Legends champion. And you're looking at him. I mean, I've won tournaments back in 5th and 6th edition. Played them quite a lot. There's a lot of people now who just to stay on top of the tournament train, you have to ride that wave, right? You have to keep playing and keep playing and keep playing and keep playing. You've got to keep up with the meta. You've got to buy all the toys. You've got to know what your opponent is doing. And you've got to practice hard and keep up with the meta. And it's a hard job. It's a hard slog to do. And I prefer to just every now and then just win a bunch of stuff. Try hard for a bit. Try hard for like 6 months, a year. Win everything. And then disappear again for 10 years. And then I might try hard again for 6 months or a year. And then win everything. Then it's you don't have to. I feel like I've got nothing to prove when it comes to tournaments. I mean, I am the legend. So, and quite frankly, you know, you're lucky people to witness this kind of genius, really. So, I mean, the pleasure's all yours. So, Winters, what 40k would you be and why? I would be the 41st K. Boom. Which is one more than all the other 40. The other ones are in 40th place or 39th place, so I'll be in the 41st place. I'll be the 41st place, which is above all the... No, that's behind every... I don't know. Have you done or thought about doing a How to Play Heresy series? I came at 8th edition, said the 7th edition rules for Heresy. I have thought about it. How to do a Horus Heresy series? Yes. I have thought about it. That's a lot of work. The best way to learn a game system, honestly, is watching battle reports. I think so. I think the best way to learn a game system is watching battle reports. And that will help teach you most of the mechanics. And if I did a how to learn to play this, how to play that, how to play this, I think those how to play videos teach you just about as many mechanics as watching a battle report, because by the time you get to the end of a how to play video, you haven't remembered 100% of it. So you can't watch like how to play 40k and then go and sit down with your friends and say, hey, I know how to play, and you play the 40k. You can't do that by watching how to play 40k video. You can't just go and play it. You need to watch the video, how to play 40k, and then actually read the book, which tells you how to play 40k, and then find a friend, and then find a table, and then find some dice, and then get some miniatures, and then paint them badly or whatever, and then put them together, and then on the table, because badly it's your first time, unless you're an artistic genius. And then you can turn around to your friend and say, I've watched a video on how to play 40k, but let's give it a go. And then by reading the rules and doing all those things, you might better play a bit of 40k. And the same thing happens if I did a how to play the Horus Heresy for Winters SEO. This is how you do it. And you get the dice, and it's got a movement phase and a shooting phase and a thing. It's like the same. It doesn't actually... Watching how the games work, I think, is just as useful, I think. Now, I could be wrong. And actually having a video which is how to play Heresy broken down in by a genius who can break it down into very fixed I mean, there's a video there. I hear what you're saying. Stop shouting. There is a video there. But it would take a lot of work. It would take a lot of work. But I have thought about it. Or doing a video like how to get... There's some meat on those bones. Yeah. And I'll probably think about it again at some point. And then I'll probably think about it again at some point. And then I might actually then think about it some more. So. See, Timothy Fowler. That's how I learned watching Horus Heresy, watching Winters. Yeah, you watch a bit of Winters, watch the bit of the Heresy on there, get your head around the book, read it, get yourself a friend. If you haven't got a friend, you could put like your cat on the other side of the table, and then you walk and you try and teach your cat, and when your cat can't, and pick up the dice for the cat because paws are hat, and then you could play against yourself. Playing with yourself is fun. I recommend playing. You should play with yourself regularly. That will you'll get a very strong wrist from all the dice rolling. So play with yourself regularly, and that will help you learn the game. Worth reading the whole Dawn of Fire series. I found it hard in places. Are you into miniatures? Yes. Some people love the Dawn of Fire series. There's some people who really like it. I don't think it's one of those series that, look, if you're looking for a 40k series to read where most people say, so, like, it doesn't matter. Like if I said to you, read this or read movies, for example, is the best way to explain it. Almost everyone who's seen The Lion King thinks it's a great movie. Almost everyone who's seen Jaws or The Lord of the Rings or Aliens thinks these are good movies. Now, there are some people who would watch these movies and go, no, it's terrible. But most people, on the scale of 0 to 100, you're going to get 90 plus people saying they're awesome. Dawn of Fire series, I think you're going to get 60 to 70 people saying they're awesome. If you're looking for a 40k series to read, to smash out, then you want to go with Gaunt's Ghosts, Eisenhorn, the Night Lords trilogy. One of them, start there. Yes? Yes. Humble is my middle name, yeah. Are you trying for the limited edition End of the Death this Saturday? New. I will be getting the End of the Death on Kindle and Audible. Because I like listening to it while I'm painting, but I also like reading it. And I've got a problem when it comes to the Horus Heresy series, when it comes to rereading it. Yeah, there we go. Brett Parson says, Dawn of Fire series, a bit hit and miss. No surprise there. Wolf Time was not my cup of tea, but most of them are awesome. The first one was very good. I thought the first one was very good. I'm struggling with the second one. But the first one was really good. I do that too. I'm awful for buying 3 copies of each book, yeah. Yeah, I like reading books, like when I'm on holidays or when I've got some downtime. I like sitting down with a cup of tea and a packet of hobnobs and reading a book. I love it. And I can devour a book quite quickly. I'm quite a quick reader. I can lose myself in it and then get up about 6 hours later and think, "Ow, why does everything hurt?" Because you're old. So yeah, I can really lose myself in it. But the Audible, particularly Toby Longworth and the other dude, they're so good. The Solar War is so good, in particular. That the good Kindle books with the good narrators are epic. So. You ever reread any fantasy stuff? I haven't. First Gortrek and Felix novels. I haven't read Gortrek and Felix for about 20 years, man. They are really good, though. So, anyway, thank you all for stopping by this evening for this Talkie Tuesday with Winters SEO. I will wrap it up there. Thank you for your for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the new members who everyone became a new member. Welcome for joining the fleet. If you'd like to support me, then click subscribe and like and share and all that. Become a channel member. It really helps. And I appreciate you. I appreciate that we're still here doing this, still flying the fleet after so long. So, and thanks for popping in. I will be back. There will be a Talkie Tuesday every Tuesday. live stream, and if it's not a live stream, it'll be an SDD, it'll be a talkie thing. It's a new thing that I definitely want to do, because I want to touch out. I want to reach out and touch you more often. You need touching more often. Look at you. You need a hug. You there. You need a hug. And I want to hug you with my words. So anyway, thanks for listening. With Cromlechman, yeah, good, right, good, that's done. I don't click that. Remember, do not click that. It's been a while, you see, this has been a while. I've got to click that on there because the microphone used to be attached to that button, but it isn't. And if I press that button, the microphone won't go off. And it's on that button should turn the thing off, and that should turn the sound off, and then it should come up with the thing on the YouTube thing up there. Blind man walks past a fish market, stops and takes a deep breath and says, "Morning, ladies." Did you know that there is a fine line between fishing and standing on a riverbank looking stupid?